Okay, let's go to score.
Cyrus.
Yeah. Uh, let's go to score. We'll turn this one bold and italic, and we'll take the text and actually take the bold and italic off of this and just do bold. And go back up to score. We'll drop in a colon just to make it look kind of officialish, right? Okay, let's go back to the zeros. They look like they're a little higher. They don't look quite right, do they?
No, they look a little like, yeah, they're not on the same level as score.
Let's check.
Maybe come down on the Y a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like, you know what? Let's do this. Instead of that, because I have them centered, let's actually have these things at the bottom of the label. Let's take score and also put text at the bottom. Nope, that didn't seem to make a difference. Okay, we're gonna do it this way. What do you think? Minus 4 pixels? No, 3.
Not much.
2.
2 looks good.
2 looks good. Let's stick with that. Okay. Now we have our score piece. We have our zeros piece, and I am going to rename this text. And in fact, I'm going to call it zeros, right? And we're going to call this one text score. Oh, I didn't hit enter. Okay. Save it. Tools, use script editor. Now we have our label. I am going to do my drag and drop bit with the. There we go. Drop it in. We're going to place the. We'll place the game object for now. Okay, so when we receive signal, we need a way to, do, you know what, let's just do this. Every time we receive a signal right now, let's just increment the score. So, add action, game objects. Actually, I wonder.
Maybe there's more than that.
Let's look in the, I'm going to do reflected, right? And we're going to look for we're going to look for a node that lets us do let's see, this is not the reflected area. Maybe it's going to be an action, GUI layer. I just lost my curtain.
The big reveal.
Yeah. I'll have to fix that later. I think so. What we want to do is actually change these zeros, right? And I want to increment it by 1. So there's 2 things that we need to do. The first thing, though, is I need to make sure that I can actually change the text field in these zeros. So what I'm looking for is the properties of the GUI layer, right? And let's not do actions, because all we have to do, so like the way I'm going to change it is by changing the property on the label, right? As opposed to doing an action to it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I'm going to change the variable, right?
Yeah. Because this is kind of stuff that's going to happen more passively as opposed to like you actually. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this.
I think in terms of RPGs.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
my fault.
Yes. No. Everybody thinks sort of differently, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
I think of this in terms of After Effects because I work in video and.
You're right. So
find a lot of similarities.
We want to change this text. This is the property of it. I don't do a lot of reflected stuff, so it's basically now we have to do actions, GUI, controls. Let's see here, global. No, controls. Looks like they've added this stuff. Here, let's try this. No, that's actually putting a label in the world. Okay. Oh, I'm getting rusty with this stuff. All right, what we need to do is, variable. Technically, the GUI text, this property is going to be a string, right? So we want to do an action to a variable of the string type, and we want to set a string into confetti. Let's see, that's not going to this, so this isn't, it's not a string variable. Okay, let's see. It's not a string. Dun, 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 dun. There's no property on here for this. Alright, hold on. One of the things we do want to do is set string, so let's do this. When the door is clicked,
you got all your abilities almost.
Is there Diablo 3 going on in the background?
I keep looking over, and all of a sudden she's got better gear on and more abilities. I'm like, she's kind of ripping through it right now.
Right on. Which class is she playing?
She's playing as a wizard right now. She has a monk. Yeah.
Oh man, I can't recommend the Witch Doctor enough.
I love the Witch Doctor. I think he's the moves, abilities are really creative.
So fun to
throwing jars of spiders at people.
Oh, I know, and then like. Or toads, right? Like when a big toad comes up. Oh,
and you get the big one too, the one that swallows things. It's awesome.
Yeah, my wife comes out and makes fun of him with like the dance. He's like,
he's
like, okay. Let's see here. So we know we want to set a string based on a score variable. We're going to need a variable that is an integer that is our score. When we go through this, what we want to do is increment our score. Hold on. Add action, math, integer, add integer, right? We want our score to be the result of every time we come through, right? So every time we come through, hold on, add variable integer. Sorry, I went back to my notes. I was like, you know what? Let's handle the basics first. So every time you go through a door, you get one score, right? Every time you let's see. Okay, this is going to be a little bit of a head screw here. What we're going to do is make this 6 digits long. Did that work? No, it's just going to give me 0. Okay, so you're going to see that, remember we talked about named variables? When this changes, it changes the other one, right? Because they all change at the same time. But the one thing you have to remember is going through this node is actually a sequence, right? So in plain English, I received a signal, take the current score, whatever it is, add 1 to it, this is our new score. So let's say this is 0, we get 1, this thing changes to 1, I'll show you sort of in real time, 1, and then it moves on to, let's say, set the string on the text, right? Now, what you have to understand is the new score is 1, so what will end up happening is now, let's say, we go through again, this, add 1, this becomes 2, right? And that's totally okay. So that it'll basically be, this one will continue to increment every time we go through here, right? Even though, like, conceptually you're like, well, they're the same, right? But you have to you have to sort of understand that it's across time, right? That every time I come through, we will add 1 to the variable. It will become a new number, but it's just whatever. Does that make sense? It's a little bit of a head screw.
You have to see it moving from here.
Yeah, okay. So let's do... I will do this for now. Let's just until I figure out which way to touch this this text piece over here, is we will do an action editor only. Remember we did this last time? Log. I just want to see that the the log node prints to console, right? So let's save this as scoring. Save. No, do not attach it to the master object. And let's go into the door scene again. This time when we run it, we are going to go to the console, right? And we're going to watch, not maximize on play. We're going to watch over here every time I click the door to see that the number is incrementing, right? Door clicked came out. Oh, see, there's a variable over here.
Yeah, but you're not getting wins, right? That's why you're not getting scores.
Oh no, I haven't cooked up the label yet. But over here,
okay.
Over here, this variable. No, that's not the variable. Hold on. Is it kicking out this score? Let's play this again. That little 5 over there is new to me, so I haven't seen that yet. Oh, it's how many times that message has been sent. Hey, that's convenient. Messages, warnings, etc. So I'm not getting. My score piece over here. Let's look at this again. It should be kicking this out. Okay, hold on. Let's look at my logic again. Oh, you know what? I need to double check that that I'm receiving the right signal. Okay, door clicked. I might have a space. No, it's not. Let's see. Put this one in here, okay? And then we'll go back to door. Yes, save that. And we're going to remove this log, which was the reward spawn point. Delete this, right? We'll go to, there's one other log. Okay, this other log is going to be the basic one. Yep, save that. Which is this one. That's ours, right? Okay, that's where we're using the receive signal in the other place. So the same signal is being, we're going to use it multiple times, right? So as long as we're going to get the overhead of sending a signal, we're going to use it. You know what? Come over here and verify that I've got that working. Scoring. Works there, should work here. Let's do this. Alright. So now we're going to watch this. Let's clear this. Watch our log for. Oh, there it is. It is a 1. Okay, there's actually no 2, 3, 4. Okay, it's working, right? So we're getting this signal. Let's kill this log. Right. And let's look at this one. I wonder if I could turn this into... should take multiple inputs here. put a prefix on this and do